what's up, yo? Y'all can tell me y'all favorite anime shows, right? But I've probably watched over maybe like I want to say like 200 anime altogether. I've met some white guys that ever watched like over 1,000, but I've probably watched maybe like 200, 250 different anime shows. And honestly, don't none of them come close to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter, and Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what I'm saying? Like these are like three of the best ones. And One Piece is one of my favorite ones, of course. I'm a One Piece head. And I really haven't found any that really come close to like the rewatchability of these. I really love Dandadan too. I'm obsessed with Dandadan, but like these three right here, bro, ain't nothing competing with these. Especially when it comes to the mangas. Like I really wish, as much as I love the Yu Yu Hakusho anime, if you really think about it, it's actually a butchered, messed up, um, adaptation because it low key doesn't even follow half the story. Like the beginning of the story is basically genuinely some spirit detective type stuff. Like you see Yusuke going to like all these different people and basically helping them in life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like all these different spirits and he basically helps them go to the afterlife type ish. And that's pretty much what happens in the manga. In the anime, they basically just skip all of that. But in the manga, like when Yusuke dies, he literally goes through all these like different trials of helping people first, and he kind of earns his spot back into being alive again. But in the anime version, they skip all of it for some reason, and it's like he comes back to life super fast, and then we basically get into that first arc where he fights oh boy right here in the middle at the top. And I always thought that was so random. I'm like, why did they skip all of that? Like that was some good stuff. But I could tell that maybe I'm pretty sure they wanted it to be more of a battle shonen versus it being like a detective Conan style show, even though I feel like it would have been better to be both. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as much as I love the Dark Tournament and everything that happens after it, I really enjoy the part where he's a spirit detective. Like they could have put that like in the middle of like every arc where he actually does go do some spirit detective type stuff. That would have made it so much. I just would have liked it more, even though it's literally my top, like one of my number one spots. It's like I still would have liked more material like that. I like Tower of God too. Tower of God I like because you can tell that the creator of it took a lot of inspiration from a lot of places. Like you can 100% see the inspiration from Hunter x Hunter and the inspiration from One Piece. And I feel like he either read or saw Hunter x Hunter. He saw that one part in the Hunter exams where they're going down inside of that tower, and he thought to himself, what if that tower was like 100 times bigger and actually had basically a whole world in it? I'm pretty sure that's probably where he got the idea from and was just like, I'm about to do that. And then I like how there's like the blue haired dude. I always forget the names of the characters, but there's like this blue haired dude who's literally Killua, but then he has a younger brother who's basically another Killua. Like Taro God has two Killuas because the younger brother looks exactly like Killua but has blue hair, but he also uses electric powers. But he eats like I think it's like a magic candy or something. I can't 100% remember, but he eats a magic candy and it gives him like electric powers. And his brother I think is like 3 or 4 years older than him, and he's also like super strong. And they both kind of act like assassins a little bit, and they're literally one of the like there's like a bunch of families in Tower of God and they're one of the famous families. So it's like it's not that surprising. Um, but I like how he did that. I like how he got like inspiration from like different characters from like Hunter x Hunter and other anime shows and kind of throw them all into one. Like I really love Tower of God, even though I need to read it more and get deeper into it. Because I don't know everything. I'll keep it 100. I don't know everything about it. I know a little bit about it. I got two of the volumes of it, and I've watched like the season one and season two. So yeah, that's as much as I got about it. but I really enjoy it, and I like how in the first like chapter, it's basically like the hunter exams, pretty much in the first chapter, which really catches you. Um, but if you know me, I just love really imaginative worlds, bro. I love when people get deep into their world and they're like really into it. I love that. That's One Piece. That's Tower of God. Even Hunter x Hunter, about like 60%. You could tell Tagashi was kind of into the world, especially when it's like the trip when Gon, Leorio, and Kurapika are literally trying to get to the Hunter exams. Oh yeah, and then how every arc is like in a different place. Like we have like the Hunter exams, then we have Kilua's house, then we have the Heavens Arena, then we have York New City, then we have the NGL and the Chimera Ant arc, and then we have Greed Island, not in order, but and then we have the Hunters Association. You know what I'm saying, for that like last arc. I wasn't saying them in order. I'm just saying like all the different locations. Like I like how Hunter x Hunter has a good chunk of locations. It may not be like as big and vast as One Piece, but it does have a lot of locations that we go to. But I always wish we could have got more of Yu Yu Hakusho. Like there's so much more from Yu Yu Hakusho that I want. Like the Three Kings arc. I know like Tagashi was sick. He kind of rushed it, and his health was bad. I wish his health would have been really good, and we could have seen like what he really had in store. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he was gonna do so much with it. But even though it did kind of end abruptly or whatever, I still love me some Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. And there's shows that are similar to it. I mean, there's shows that are inspired by it, like Bleach, and even Black Clover is inspired by Bleach, which makes it basically inspired by Yu Yu Hakusho, by proxy. Mostly like the captains, like the captains are inspired by Bleach, um, you know. And I really love captains in shows. I'm probably gonna do that for my own book, but yeah, this is just me randomly talking, bro. I just wanted to make a video. And I just love Full Metal Alchemist for so many reasons. For one, it just brings me hella nostalgia. For two, it's just written hella good. It doesn't really have a lot of problems with it. And I love the villains, and I love how smooth the story is. It's as smooth as butter. It's just a good story, you know. But that's all I really have to say. Just me rambling.